Hey everyone, Salman here. Have you ever stopped to think about how much we rely on the internet? It's how we connect with friends, learn about the world, and even order pizza. But imagine waking up one day and finding that the internet has vanished. No more endless scrolling through social media, no more frantic Googling of random questions at 3 a.m. Would it be the end of the world as we know it? Or could we adapt and thrive in a world without the constant hum of the digital age? Let's dive in and explore this fascinating thought experiment together. All right, let's start with the most obvious impact: communication. In today's hyper-connected world, billions of people rely on the internet to stay in touch. Instant messaging, video calls, emails, all gone. Remember those ancient artifacts, the landline phones? Yeah, those would make a roaring comeback. And if you wanted to have a face-to-face conversation with someone who wasn't in the same room, well, you'd actually have to go and meet them in person. Letters, postcards, even telegrams, these relics of the past would experience a surprising resurgence. Imagine the lines at the post office, the stacks of envelopes, the anticipation of waiting for a handwritten note from a loved one. But let's be real, this sudden shift would also be incredibly isolating for many. The internet has shrunk our world, connecting us across continents and time zones. Let's talk about something that impacts everything: the economy. The internet is the backbone of the global financial system. Imagine a world without online banking. You'd have to go to a physical bank. Trading would come to a halt, businesses would be in free fall, and the economy in chaos. So we've established that communication and the economy would be in shambles without the internet. But what about two other pillars of modern society: education and work? Without the internet, physical classrooms would be back in session. Online learning platforms, virtual classrooms, educational apps, all gone. Students would once again be confined to the four walls of a school building, and teachers would have to dust off their old textbooks. The internet has revolutionized the way we access information. Research that once required hours in libraries could now be done with a few keystrokes. The working world wouldn't fare much better. Remote work would become a distant memory. Offices would be overflowing, commutes would be a nightmare, and the line between work life and home life would become blurrier than ever. Businesses would have to adapt quickly to a world without digital tools, and productivity would likely take a nosedive. Let's talk about entertainment. In the age of streaming, it's easy to forget life before the internet. If the internet vanished, we'd find new ways to entertain ourselves. Remember those TVs with antennas? They'd make a comeback. Families would gather around watching limited channels, and books, libraries and bookstores would thrive. Without the internet, we'd rediscover other pursuits. We've talked about communication, the economy, education, work, and even entertainment, but what about something even more fundamental: healthcare? The internet has revolutionized the medical field. Without the internet, telemedicine, the practice of consulting with doctors remotely, would become impossible. Online pharmacies would disappear, making it much harder to obtain prescription medications. Medical research, which relies heavily on online databases and collaboration between scientists around the world, would be significantly hampered. Emergency services would also face significant challenges. Without the internet, communication systems would be strained, making it more difficult to coordinate responses to emergencies. So far, we've painted a pretty bleak picture of what would happen if the internet vanished overnight. But amidst the chaos, there might be a silver lining: a return to a simpler way of life. Imagine a world without constant notifications and endless social media feeds. We might actually have time to disconnect and be present in the moment. Rediscover the joy of face-to-face interaction and reading a book without distractions. The pace of life might slow down, giving us time to appreciate the simple things. We would be forced to confront the things that truly matter, the things that connect us as human beings. Could you survive without the internet? So, what if the internet suddenly disappeared? We've explored the potential consequences, from communication breakdowns and economic chaos to disruptions in education, work, healthcare, and even entertainment. It's clear that losing the internet would be a massive upheaval, a seismic shift in the way we live, work, and connect. But amidst the potential for chaos and disruption, there's also a glimmer of hope. a possibility for positive change. Without the internet's constant distractions, we might rediscover the value of face-to-face interaction, the joy of simple pleasures, and the importance of community. What do you think? Could you survive without the internet? Let us know in the comments below.